guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bongi. Please do consider joining the fold by clicking the subscribe button. To my returning subbies, welcome back. I miss talking to you guys so much. So I am back with another perfume review video, and this time I'm bringing you guys ELIE SAAB, the house of ELIE SAAB, and I have 4 perfumes here with me. It's miniature perfumes. I'm just gonna put some clip right here showing you guys the box and how they come. First one I'm going to talk about is La Parfum, which I believe is their most popular one out of all of their perfumes. Now this one to me is a fresh, clean floral scent. I'm just going to come out right now and say I am not a fan of those type of perfumes. So before we get to this one, let me just read off the notes. Okay, so with top notes we have African orange flower, middle notes jasmine, base notes white honey, patchouli, rose, Virginia, cedar. Now this to me, it opens up very floral with something green and minty lurking in the background, but as it dries down, it kind of like softens. That green minty opening softens because we have jasmine right here, we have the honey, which also adds a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of a feminine touch to this perfume. But I really wish those 2 notes would have stayed longer because they don't stay long. Also, they're not loud, which I would have probably preferred. And then as we hit the dry down, like maybe an hour after you've sprayed it, now it becomes like this citrusy, woody scent. It has a tiny bit of patchouli. I wish the patchouli here would have come off more earthy than woody, because I kind of like prefer my patchouli to be earthy, woody, have a little bit of that powderiness from the earth. I don't know whether it's, I would say it's powderiness, but you know how earth can kind of like come off like powdery. But yeah, that's the kind of patchouli that I like. As I said, there is a rose right here, but I do not pick up on the rose at all. The honey, it does kind of like disappear. I did say the honey gives it like this sweetness, but on the dry down it's less honey, more sweet floral. Okay, but yeah, also another thing, this perfume reminds me of Nude Bouquet, which I hate. Okay, but I'm gonna give it to this one. I feel like the woody notes or the base notes of this perfume do save it, because I feel like they are grounding the florals, adding a little bit of a character to this scent, which Nude Bouquet kind of lacks. To me, Nude Bouquet is like this fresh, clean, aquatic floral scent. The florals are just there. There's nothing really deep about that perfume, but this one is definitely better than Nude Bouquet, even though it still has the essence of Nude Bouquet. Also, another thing I want to mention, because I almost forgot, I feel like I need to point it out, the woody notes here, not my favorite type of wood, because it's coming off very harsh, very dry. Something about the mixture of that citrus with the wood is giving it like this piney smell, not like piney cleaning detergent, but like more a piney wood. So yeah, I just had to say that for maybe someone out there. But yeah guys, this one I don't like. If I had to rate it, I'll give it maybe a 5 out of 10. This one also gives me purely spring summer scent. It feels like a scent that mature ladies would enjoy, like ladies that are like mid-30s going up. I feel like this is their scent. Okay, and honestly, the only people I've ever heard talk about this perfume is older, mature ladies, because it just has that thing. Okay, so yeah, that is La Parfum from ELIE SAAB. Next is La Parfum in White, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this one is my favorite out of all 4. Okay, this to me is like a sweet, fruity, amber, white floral scent. Okay, so the notes of this one, top notes is orange blossom, red berries, mandarin orange, bergamot, middle notes jasmine, peach, base notes white amber, white musk, patchouli, benzoin, vanilla, and tolu balsam. Guys, this one, it opens up with a sweet orange that has like a soapy vibe and a little bit of a citrus note in the background. As it dries down, it gets sweeter. It's like syrupy sweet, because you have that peach in the mid kicking in. The peach is definitely overripe, because guys, if you don't like sickly sweet fruity scents, don't come close this one, because it's sickly sweet. Okay, also if you don't like soapy scents, stay away from this one, because the orange blossom here is very, very soapy, more on the bar soap type of soap than like your washing powder type of soap. Okay, and then yeah, on the dry down it gets sweeter. Once you hit your mids, that's when the amber notes kick in. Okay, you have your white amber, you have your vanilla, your benzoin, your balsam. They give this perfume this warm, cozy, inviting thing. Guys, this perfume, I love this perfume. Also, another thing I like about this perfume is that even though it's warm, like warm, cozy, it still has like this citrus fresh soapiness because of the orange blossom, the bergamot, the orange mandarin that just gets maintained throughout this perfume. Okay, this is perfection. All right, perfection. Now I will say this one on your skin, I feel like the notes are more prominent. Also on your skin, it does get like powdery, musky. The vanilla is definitely more pronounced on your skin, and that jasmine adds like this layer of softness on this perfume that just kind of like moderates the sweetness between fruity and ambery. Guys, this is perfection. Now I will say there is patchouli listed, but I don't get patchouli, and honestly I'm not mad that I don't get patchouli because I don't know what the patchouli note would have. I feel like it would have added like maybe a woodiness or a earthiness here, which this perfume does not require at all. Like, this is perfection, guys. If I had to rate this one, I would give it a 9 out of 10. Okay, also I'm gonna say, if you're a person that doesn't like the lavender note in Libre, give this one a chance. Okay, because something on this perfume also reminds me of Libre. Like maybe 40% of this perfume is quite similar to Libre, and I'll probably say is that orange blossom. Also, this perfume does share quite a few notes with Libre, so I do understand why it kind of like reminds me of Libre, because I've tried Libre before, guys. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't like the lavender note of Libre. Like, it comes off very much cleaning detergent. I don't like it at all. So this one definitely satisfies that yearning of Libre in me. Okay, so yeah, that is La Parfum In White. Next, it is a Girl of Now. I believe this one is the first one from this line of Girl of Now. Now, this to me is a nutty, sweet, fruity scent. Has a little bit of like florals sprinkled in there, and then on the dry down it's like warm ambery. Now anyways, let me read the notes for you guys. Top notes is pistachio, pear, mandarin. Middle notes almond, orange blossom, magnolia. Base note almond milk, tonka bean, cashmere, and patchouli. It opens very nutty and green, and to me that's like the pistachio, but it quickly morphs into like an almond, cherry, sweet orange scent. Now there's no cherries listed here, but I can distinctively pick up on the cherry note. It's coming off more like cherry blossom than the cherry fruit itself. Also, the opening, it reminds me of violet blossom from Zara, and then as we move into the dry down, I get like this freshness that also translates to like a menthol Vicks type of smell, and it does kind of like linger a little bit longer in the olfactory journey of the perfume. Now for me personally, I prefer the dry down. Okay, I feel like that's where everything just comes together, because you have your pistachio, almond, and tonka bean coming together, giving this perfume this gourmandy feel that I really appreciate. And then you have the magnolia and the cashmere, giving it also this soft, lush, velvety feel. This to me, guys, it's a really, really beautiful scent. Very warm, cozy, like very rich. Also, I really, really do enjoy this one. Now I have to mention that this was quite a difficult scent for me to kind of pick up what exactly it is that I'm smelling, because I felt like every time I smell it, it kind of like changes, like the note order of the perfume kind of like changes. Also, I will say I prefer this perfume more on paper than on skin, because on paper it definitely comes off way sweeter. That gourmand feel definitely comes off more on paper, whereas on your skin you definitely get more of that floral vibe on your skin. But with all of that happening, I definitely do like this perfume very, very much. It's a very nice scent, very warm, ambery. I feel like it's definitely perfect for like winter and fall. You can definitely maybe also rock it on those like chilly days during spring. Will make a good transitional scent between between like fall and spring. I feel like it would be too much for like summer, because as I said, it has this warm, cozy, rich thing that I feel like it would be too much for like for summer. But overall, this really like it. If I had to rate it, I'll probably maybe give it like a 7 out of 10. But yeah, that is ELIE SAAB Girl of Now. Last but not least, we have Girl of Now Shine. Okay, so this one, in my opinion, it does smell a bit similar to Girl of Now, but there's also some differences in here that also make it my least favorite out of the two. Okay, so let me read off the notes. Top notes, we have pineapple, pistachio, pear, mandarin orange. Middle notes, bitter almond, orange blossom, jasmine, ylang ylang. And base notes of vanilla, iris, and patchouli. Now guys, this one it opens up with like this green bitter nutty opening with a little bit of a sweet fruity accord. Now on paper it's a different story. On paper it's way syrupy, juicy, sweet, and I really wish it was like that also on my skin. But anyways, as it dries down, guys, I just get this soft, creamy scent. But the creaminess, there's something in this creaminess that I really don't like. It's like a little bit bitter, and I think it's this bitter almond that they picked to use here. I really wish that they could have used maybe the same almonds that they used in Girl of Now, because this bitter note, it kind of like just takes away from this creamy lushness that you get on this scent. And then you get the jasmine. I feel like the jasmine is the saving grace for this perfume. Okay, the jasmine is very indolic. It reminds me of the same jasmine that I get in Alien. In fact, something about the mid of this perfume reminds me of Alien, but obviously this one has that sweet fruity accord that Alien does not have. And I really wish it would have stayed just there, because as we get to the dry down, it's just a flop. It's just a flop, because me personally, on the dry down, all I get is like pencil shavings with a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of creaminess with those white florals, and that's it. Like, it's too harsh on the dry down. It's too dry. The woody notes are harsh, dry. I don't like the dry down of this perfume. But anyways, yeah, overall it's a nice scent. If I were to rate it, I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. I feel like this one is more of a all year round scent. Would definitely perform way better obviously on the colder seasons, and if you do wear it during summer, I feel like wearing it at night would be better, whereas if you wear it during the day, it's still a sweet fruity scent, and maybe there would be too much. But yeah, that is Girl of Now Shine. So we've reached the end of this video. If you have any of these, please let us know your thoughts about them down in the comments section, you know, because guys, the thing about perfumes, how a perfume smells on me is going to be different on how it smells on somebody else. Like, our body chemistries are different, and how like smells get interpreted by our noses is also different. So definitely share your experience with these perfumes down in the comment section. Maybe it will help someone out there, or maybe it will also add something to what I've also talked about. But yeah, out of these four, just to kind of like wrap, my favorite is the Parfum In White and the Girl of Now, the original one. Okay, but yeah, these are definitely the ones that I really like. I will be getting a bigger bottle of the In White one. This one, even though I do like it, I won't be getting a bottle of that one. Also, I know that I did not talk about like the performance of these perfumes. It's because it's miniatures. I haven't had time to spray them. When I do wear them, I just dab them on my pulse point, and I will say on my skin I've gotten a good 6 hours. The least performing one out of the four to me is Le Parfum. This one, when I get around the 4-hour mark, it's really hard for me to even detect on my skin. And the one that would probably push to the 7-8 hour mark is the In White one, the La Parfum In White one. But yeah, when it comes to projection, I don't know anything about those. Maybe I'll do a later video, I don't know when, because I am planning on transferring these to decanter spray bottles. Maybe when I have them there, I'll get time to kind of like wear them properly and come back at a later stage with like performance information. But yeah, if you did like this video, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.